Alright, so this is going to be the first work in progress for a conversion kit, actually. So I uploaded the unboxing video for this guy, the Master Grade Zaku 2 F2, and I have a conversion kit. A nice shiny, oddly gold box. I've never seen that before. Got this off of Yahoo Japan auctions. It's a recast, which I believe came from Taobao in China. G Market X Mitsuzo Studio, never even heard of that. Anyway, this is a conversion kit to turn the Zaku 2 F2 into the Zaku Kai from Gundam 0080, War in the Pocket. I almost said Stardust Memory. And it's got Taobao printed on the instructions, so that leads me to believe that it came from Taobao from China. So anyway, this is just a photocopy of the original B Club instructions, and it's actually a pretty straightforward conversion kit. There's a lot of stuff that's like upside down. It uses probably about, I don't know, 40 to 50% of the Zaku 2 F2, and then the rest is all the outer armor, mostly, is going to be resin parts. As you can see here, we use the inner frame for the torso and then replace all the outer armor. Again, a new head, new backpack, inner frame for the legs, or even using the outer armor for the thighs. But then all of the lower leg armor is going to be replaced. Some of the lower foot armor, some of the foot armor is going to be replaced. Some of it is going to be resin. Nothing on that side. Anyway, take a quick look at the parts. It's also a very odd color for resin. It's very orange. I've never seen, actually I have seen online, but I've never bought a resin kit that was in this orangey resin, so I mean it's going to be painted anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But very, very nice casting quality. I have no problems with the casting quality at all. It actually looks really, really good. I've obviously already opened this bag and gone through it, and I don't see any defects or really any bubbles or anything. It's a very, very clean cast, so I'm looking forward to getting this built and painted up. I think it'll be relatively easy, knock on wood. I hope I didn't just jinx myself. There's part of the torso, skirt armor right here. It's got some nice detail on the underside. Let's see, here's one of the feet. Good detail on the bottom of there. Shoulder armor. It does have a, where'd it go? Got a mold line that's going across right there. I'll have to fix, but that shouldn't be too awfully bad. Get out one of these legs. That's the lower leg. Again, detail on the inside. It's going to be a seam line right there I'm going to have to fix. I'll probably have to use some putty for that. Forearm. Heat Hawk looking quite nice. Very, very sharply cast. Backpack here. Not going to use any backpack parts from the F2. Just a big block of resin that's going to be attached to the back. Here's the front crotch piece and the cockpit hatch all molded as one part. Even the little thrusters down inside there look pretty darn good. So all in all, I'm actually quite happy with the quality on this. Thrusters molded on the legs. That's a tricky thing to cast right there. I'm kind of trying to figure out how they managed to pull that off. Anyway, so all this stuff looks good. I think it's going to go together relatively easily, and I think this work in progress video I'll probably just do the construction, and then part 2 I'll do the actual paint job. Okay, so I've got the Zaku Kai all cleaned up and ready to paint. Like I thought, it actually went together really, really easily. There were a couple of parts I had to use some hot water to soften the resin to kind of get them to fit right, namely these side parts on the torso and a little bit on the lower legs as well, but other than that it went together really, really smooth. The only real seam line I'm going to have to deal with is this one on the lower leg. You can see there. I'll have to glue that shut and then putty it and then do some masking around the knee joint to get that painted up, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem at all. And It uses pretty much all the inner frame that the Zaku F2 has, and then as you can see we've got the F2 shoulder joint armor parts, hands. We're still using a good portion of the feet there, thighs, cables for lower legs. The cables on the torso are resin as well as on the head. Those they have to be glued in place after the kit's assembled. Rotate it around to the back. Show that off. And the skirt armor, it came with a lot of these like resin copies of polycaps, but luckily I had some of those exact same polycaps already, so I was able to use actual polycaps for the skirt armor for the ball joints and then for the elbow joints as well. Not a huge bend out of the elbow, but it's got a double polycap in there, so at least it works. And then it used several polycaps from the Master Grade F2, like on the wrists and the neck, and for the connections for the shoulder armor and shield. So this guy is actually looking really good. Cleanup was minimal and went together pretty darn quick. So I'm going to go ahead and end this work in progress video. It's going to be a short one, and then the next work in progress video will cover getting this guy painted up. So with that, I'll see you guys next time.